All right, well, I'm just playing these more obscure songs, but this was kind of on this thing called the Blue Room Archives. And it's like this song I wrote, and I wrote it when I initially it was kind of like not a tantric thing, and I do like a lot of things that aren't necessarily tantric, but we released it along with a bunch of other ADD songs that I had written that didn't fit the genre, but it's called Nothing at All. I know you, but it seems that you're slipping away, and you can't see through. Lord knows I made many mistakes, but despite all this, you're the one I miss. I can't even explain this, nothing. Nothing seems so shiny, it seems there's no one by me at all. Don't wanna look behind me, there's no one there to find me at all. And just lately, I'm seeing things I couldn't see, and you can't break free from the things that weigh me. And despite all this, you're the one I miss. I can't even explain this to nothing at all. 'Cause nothing seems so shiny, it seems there's no one by me at all. Don't wanna look behind me, there's no one there to find me at all. 'Cause nothing seems so shiny, it seems there's no one by me at all. Don't wanna look behind me, there's no one there to find me at all. Find me at all. Nothing seems so shiny, it seems there's no one by me at all. Don't wanna look behind me, there's no one there to find me at all. 'Cause nothing seems so shiny, it seems there's no one by me at all. Don't wanna look behind me, there's no one there to find me at all. Find me at all. Find me at all.
So what really inspired that song?
I actually got to do that song with I grew up in a small town. Let me put this guitar down. In a small town, and it was a lot of Portuguese people that lived there. A lot of people immigrated there. But there was this one other artist that kind of broke out of that town. And his name was Nuno Betancourt. And in the interim between Tantric's second record, we had actually made a third record that ended up getting shelved with the collapse of the music industry. And before I had decided to, continue with Tantric, I had created a little side project called State of the Art. And it was me, a violinist named Marcus Rotzenbeck, Joe Pescia, and a few other guys, that I put it together with. And Joe used to play bass for Nuno. And Nuno was also from my hometown. He was, and still to this day, one of my, literally musical idols. Just, everything I do, musically has got some of his influence in it. But anyways, his nephew was managing the band, childhood friends. We all kind of grew up together. And so we created this thing called State of the Art. And in that CD that was actually never released or anything was a song that you guys might recognize as Down and Out. And there was that song, another song called Wishing, and Lucky One. We did a little 4-song EP. And basically when we started touring with that, or started recording that, ESPN had to use Down and Out on like March Madness or something like that. And we'd gotten some money, and then we were just kind of integrating. And then after a while, I was just like, I don't know why I'm naming the same thing something different. So we ended up integrating those songs into what is now known as the End Begins. And that record was really symbolic of like what was happening, because it was called, like, I was like, well, Maverick, had not released the record. And, I was kind of, even when I was in the top of it, I was like very fully aware that this might not last forever. And I was trying to enjoy it as much as possible, but there was all this thing called the sophomore slump. And that was basically when MP3s started coming in, the digital A's and Napster, and all that shit was happening at the same time. But when I named that record that, it was just because I was fully prepared for it to be the end of that and the beginning of something else. And with blind faith, again, I guess I just persevered, and we made that record and integrated this violin, which everybody was like, oh, that's never gonna work. And previous to that, we were doing some stuff with Trans-Siberian Orchestra and stuff. But long story short, that single came out, which I totally believed in, because I just thought it was badass, And originally, the funny thing about that song was that, and I was telling you about this before, I like producing hip hop and country and all sorts of stuff. But I was making this beat, I had kind of like thought about this beat going to this hip hop group called Nappy Roots. They were from Louisville, and we came up with that violin part, which ended up being a very epic part and used by Evan Longoria when he was like Rookie of the Year and stuff, and a lot of baseball players were using it as their walkout song, and they attributed it to this thing, and it was flattering. So that song, unexpectedly, basically shot up, and the only reason why it never did hit #1 officially was because this other little band called Metallica had just, as we were like heading there, it was going to be the next week, all the numbers were going that way. I knew it was going to go #1. And then Metallica, I guess they got lucky, and released one of their little songs. And you can't really compete with them. When they put a song out, it's over. Might as well just toss it. But it was still a really awesome experience, because it kind of gave me new belief that I could continue on. And there's still that unreleased record, which is like the Tantric. Originally, it would have been called Tantric 3 or something like that. And I've leaked some of those songs and re-recorded a few of them on the last 2 records. And I still plan on, at one point, finding the right time to putting those out, because the first incarnation of Tantric, there was something special about it. And there's something special about all of them, but there was something special about those because everybody had a reason to, win. Those guys had just kind of got booted out of their thing. I was already like a nobody, and it was us against the world. And I remember in that time, I lived in that shithole apartment, and Todd actually had moved in to me. I was mind blown that a band that had just sold 1.5 million records, and here they are. I'm like turning my little office and putting curtains up, shower curtains up, and that's where Todd lived. And we'd go to rehearsal every single day in his little Ford Escort with like 4 15-inch Fosgate woofers, just killing it. I mean, you would never have thought that this kid loved rock, because all he listened to was like Hey Paul, MJG, like some serious, he was hardcore. But that influence kind of bled into like a lot of the tantric stuff. And a lot of the beats that we see you hear on a lot of those songs are basically hip hop beats that we just kind of translated into live playing. And Matt Tall, who was the drummer at the time, and Jesse, those guys had been playing together since they were kids. So we practiced so much every single day that like it was undeniable. We were incredibly tight, and there was something special about it. So I hope that I find a good time to release that, because it deserves to be heard. And obviously, that was a long time ago, but I feel like I haven't stopped touring ever so for like at least 10 or 12 years, and I'm just trying to find the space in which to do it.